What's up, YouTube? This is your Night Protector Sane, and this is going to be part 2 of the Platinum Nuzlocke tier list. I've got a good chunk of the Pokemon here, and I will go through the rest of Medicham all the way through. Got the legendaries out of the way that you should ban. There's probably a couple more Pokemon I need to be on the ban list, so I will talk about those as well. And of course, there's other Pokemon I usually ban when I Nuzlocke. Like Gyarados is a big one. I typically ban Gyarados when I Nuzlocke just because I find him boring, guaranteed, too strong, making things a little too easy. That's just kind of my preference. So I will talk about that, and I've got all the tiers, S, A, B, C, and F tier. I try to stick to more of a typical format just because, you know, that's what other content creators go for, and you guys didn't like when I did a whole big chunk of tiers last time, so I don't want to do that again. And before we start, if you live in America and you are not aware, obviously there's a lot of gun violence going on, and no matter what your stance is on guns, whether you like it or not, I hope we can all agree that assault rifles do not need to be in the hands of the public, and we should give those back up to the government. And not even to the government, they should just not be in the hands of the public, and should be saved for, you know, military purposes, because they're military-grade weapons. We don't have to have Call of Duty weapons in our house. We can protect ourselves with a simple handgun. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you guys don't like to hear that, then I don't know what to tell you. That is me. This is my channel. I'm going to speak freely about that. But it's not the focus of my channel, so if you didn't like that, get over it. Let's get back to Pokemon. Anyways, alright, let's go. Medicham. Medicham is super, super solid for the region. I want to say A tier, just pure power. It makes it hit so hard. You don't get choice band, but you do get choice specs. Also, I didn't really talk about choice specs in the last. Okay, I guess real quick before we go into Medicham, I want to talk about choice specs because I didn't really mention it and like how it could significantly impact some Pokemon here, like Gengar. Amazing with choice specs makes Gengar, Alakazam much more amazing. It can make Gastrodon and Polion, Roserade hit even harder. Even like Mismagius, Honchkrow. Why did I say heck? I don't know. Honchkrow, Kadabra, even Floatzel can use it to some extent. You know, Golduck, Haunter, Drifblim all love choice specs. All three of the bugs can use choice specs pretty well. Chimecho can use choice specs. I want to talk about it just like it's in the game. It's very accessible. You get it really early, and it does make special attackers just better because you can just slap it on them for fights and make them hit a lot harder. So, do want to mention that. I just want to get that out of the way because I might not mention it all the time. I don't really talk about items and how they could affect your viability. I don't ever really consider that, but I think choice specs is definitely notable enough because you get it like halfway through the game, and it's such a good item. So I feel like I should note it. Yeah, Medicham, A tier. I also don't worry about the ordering and things. I just kind of group things, and I group things in some way that makes sense to me of like similarities, and then order them that way. But do not take things like do not take things too heavily to heart. Okay. For the gyms, you get Medicham. I can't. Where do you grab Medicham? Where do you grab Meditite? I want to say it's like. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like a little bit. Almost in the middle, like directly in the middle point of the game. Is it right to Maylene? Route 210 and north. Yeah, so you can get one like right around Maylene. And it can help to have it. You're still gonna have a Meditite because you don't evolve till 37, but level caps wise, you actually are gonna have one by Wake, so that's really cool. You have elemental punches, you can move tutor. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to pull up, I guess, is the Platinum. Move tutors. Because you get access to a lot of really good moves if you just go to the underground and grind, and these move tutors are legit for their viability. So elemental punches on a and even Zen headbutt for a great stab on Medicham means you always have an amazing, very diverse moveset. Great attack, not great stats other than that, so I think it's not the best fighting and psychic type, but it's still just such a strong Pokemon. You get it, it'll be great for Crash Blade because Thunder Punch will be good for the Gyarados even after an Intimidate. And you can hit some things like Floatzel. I think you can even get Grass Knot for Quagsire. You're going to blow through Byron, you're going to blow through Candace, and Volkner, you're pretty okay for. And then for the Elite Four, you are not really special against anything. You just have great coverage, like your Ice Punch is going to blow a hole through Bertha. Woo! Music was a little loud there, sorry about that. Let me turn my music down here. Oopsies. Anyways, yeah, you're typing wise, you're not really amazing for the Elite Four, but there's nothing really wrong with it either. You just have like good coverage to hit things like you're gonna hit Houndoom, take out Houndoom, and Infernape on Flint's team. You can like Ice Punch basically everything on Bertha's team to great success. And then for Cynthia, having all that coverage and taking out like Lucario and like threatening Togekiss, Milotic with Thunder Punch, Roserade with like Zen Headbutt or Ice Punch, and like Ice Punch for Garchomp and stuff. Like it's some nice coverage. So you pull into the late game really solidly with a Medicham. It's like solid A tier. Bronzong, I don't know how to not put it in S. Steel type with Levitate or possibly like what is it? Heat proof? Yeah, heat proof. So you just get rid of one of the two weaknesses, one of your only two weaknesses, by the way, because you are steel resists dark and ghost still, so you take neutral from them. So your only weaknesses are ground and fire, and you negate one of them, which is absolutely amazing. Making, you know, and ground and fire are very easy types to take care of. You're always gonna have water types, so you can just easily have that on your team. 33 evolve really early, and it's just glue. Like you can build this thing in so many ways. It can set up weather for you. It can run Trick Room and support a ton of your Pokemon that aren't very fast. Like I'm looking at this list, and there's a lot of Pokemon up here in A tier that are not fast. I could definitely use a Trick Room, like Honchkrow, Luxray, Machamp. Maybe Machamp. I'm looking at Luxray and Machamp together. I'm like, maybe you guys should be separate, but I'm just gonna leave it. Machamp can maybe go S tier. I'll think about it, but like, these guys are all slow up. Like every Pokemon here is slow up to like Roserade. Like there's not a lot of fast Pokemon that would love a Trick Room. Even like Golem down here, Rampardos would definitely love a Trick Room setup for it to work out. So, not just Trick Room, amazing typing, amazing bulk. You've got such a good moveset, and get it really early too, like ridiculously early. It's not the worst thing for melee because you have the Psychic type. You're just kind of neutral there. And then for Wake, it depends on how you build it. It could be like nice and supportive there. And from Byron to Candace, it's amazing. And Volkner, it's fine. It's another fine Pokemon. It's really shines for the Elite Four though. Levitating over Bertha, being a hard wall to basically everything on Aaron's team. Flint you have to worry about, and it does hard wall out Lucian's team. It can help set your team up to take out Lucian, who's one of the harder Elite Four members. Like, this team is scary. And then for Cynthia, you are not weak to anything here. You're not weak to anything as long as it's Levitate. And you can check for Levitate. You can like check encounters and lose a couple of encounters and get a Levitate Bronzong, which is just so good. Like I think it lands itself in S tier. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to Machamp and kind of talk about why it might be S tier because I'm looking at it. So, Guts, No Guard, good bulk, 130 attack. You have the elemental punches, so you have amazing coverage. The fighting type is not that great for the entire region, but we're not really worried about the entire region. I'm trying to think of like things like a Machamp is going to destroy Byron. It's to destroy Candace. You have Thunder Punch for Float Soul and Gyarados, which you can have even with Impossible Evolutions, you'll have a Machamp at this point if you have Trade or if you Ramen and do Impossible Evolutions. And it takes care of so many gyms. You can hit a Volkner really hard with Earthquake at this point. And even for the Elite Four, you're not really threatened by... I mean, you're threatened by Lucian. And then against Cynthia, it's going to be one of your better answers to Garchomp. That's not like a good wall for Garchomp. It could be S tier. I'm thinking about it. I don't quite think... If someone wanted to throw it S tier, I wouldn't debate it. I'll keep it like top of A for now. It feels a little weird to put it with something that's a Pokemon, but like it's like super hard in between for me. I could go either way on it. Rapidash is a fire type, and that's kind of all it is. It's just a fire type. There's better fire types, but there's not a ton of them, so you're not guaranteeing a fire type. And you can get Ponyta really early, have it for like Gardenia, Fantina, Maylene's Lucario, it's great for. And for Byron and Candace, fire types are just good for all of that. And then even until Elite Four, like Aaron and Lucian's Bronzong, and even coming into Cynthia, taking care of like Roserade and Lucario, and even getting a last breath burn off on the Garchomp could be really huge. So fire type is really good. It's the worst. Yeah, it's like, it's a really good type, but it's the worst fire type. So I don't want to put it in A. Because you also could just guarantee yourself a Flareon, who is maybe better. Maybe better. It's kind of a toss-up, because, like, I was thinking, like, oh, you can guarantee yourself a Flareon who's better. Now I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not that better, because Flareon's moveset isn't as amazing, even though the attack's just way higher in the speed. There's just, like, I could go either way on this. I guess 100 attack's not bad. It's not bad, and you're gonna have, what's your special attack again? 80? That's not great. You do have, like, Flare Blitz, though. Yeah, you do have Flare Blitz. You have Flame Wheel early, too. Could go back and get Mega Horn, which could actually really help against Lucian. Do I want to throw it in A tier? There's a part of me that wants to. Just because, like, fire could be so good for the region. Like, it could be so good. I guess you can guarantee yourself an Infernape. You could just by picking Infernape, but in case you didn't, it's this is hard. This is a hard one for me. I really don't know. I could almost throw it in A tier. I think I'm gonna leave it down in B just because there's better fire types, but really only like two. Really only like two. It's a very solid fire type. I could, if I was doing my own format, I would throw in another tier right here, and Rapidash would go in there. But it's gonna bounce pretty solidly between A and B tier. It's really solid. Having Mega Horn really just, like, having Mega Horn to come back and smack Lucian in the Elite Four, while also just taking out Aaron and then being good here, even like hitting the Spiritomb really hard. It looks nice to me. Sudowoodo, rock type's not that great. You do have Wood Hammer, but like, so what kind of thing. You're just so much worse than Golem. Like, having Wood Hammer doesn't really make you better than Golem, I think. You'd be better than Graveler. I don't think quite as good as Bastiodon. I think just solid C tier. Rock is just not that great for the region. You don't really need a rock type. It's not awful. It's just not really good for any time you get it. Like, you go right into Maylene and then like Wake and then like Byron. It'd be nice for like Candace, and it's not even like good for Volkner. I think it just gets outclassed too hard. I mean, a rock type would be pretty good for the Elite Four, just like Aaron and Flint. You don't have to worry about Infernape, but you can probably be maybe okay against Infernape with like Sturdy. And then you can like hit the Togekiss, and that's kind of it. You kind of get clapped by everything else in Cynthia's team, so it's not awful. I could maybe throw a B tier. Woodhammer does just like help because you can snipe. I guess with Woodhammer you can. I was gonna say you can snipe Bertha, but they're all just super effective against you. So like you kinda can, but like why would you? It's bouncing. It's bouncing, but for me, I need to use it more. I haven't used it very much in Platinum. I remember using it once and being like pretty satisfied, but then just benching it for like Golem or like Rhydon later. So having Sucker Punch is really nice too. I guess it's got some cool coverage. I'll throw it in the bottom of B tier. I guess it's like better than Perugly, Lopunny. Lopunny's got like Baton Pass, so it's probably like around here. It's not bad. You do get it pretty early. It's not great for the gyms, but you still get it early. Mime. Psychic's actually probably arguably worse for the region than Sudowoodo is, but Mime does have a really nice supportive moveset. You could have Filter, which is just awesome. Like Filter is one of the best abilities I think, like ever. You can have Magical Leaf, which could just like be nice coverage on electric type. You've got built-in screens. You do have to put, you do have Baton Pass, and you learn substitute. So you've got some like nice Baton Pass stuff. I don't know what other. You got like Barrier. And Filter. I think Filter does throw it up there. It's a very solid defensive Pokemon. It's a very solid support Pokemon. I think it's nice B tier. Not quite A tier, but even if you're playing without like if you're playing like without TMs, honestly, Mime probably is A tier because of all the moves that he just learns by level up and stuff. But yeah, he's pretty solid. I think I like him when I like Drifblim and stuff. Honestly, Drifblim is like one of my least favorites in the B tier. Blissey invalidates any special wall, so like easily S tier. Blissey's probably another Pokemon you should ban, along with Gyarados. It's not guaranteed, so I think Gyarados is worse, but it invalidates special walls, like literally just invalidates them. Clefable. Not having Calm Mind definitely hurts Clefable, but you're still super bulky. I think you get Cosmic Power still. Having Magic Guard could be really, really awesome. And just, you can kind of just be a wall. I guess I have to look at Clefairy's moveset. You just kind of like teach it TMs. Yeah, not having Calm Mind till post game hurts a lot. And I don't think there is a move tutor for like, yeah, you don't have like Soft Boil or anything like you do in like Fire Red, which is just crazy. So I think it's still A tier though. It's just it's too bulky. It's too like flexible. It's too bulky. It's too flexible to be anything less than A tier. I think it's such a good pivot. Pre-evolution does Clefairy. Sorry, I saw Cosmic Power. I had to see what Clefairy gets Cosmic Power. Yeah, level 25 Cosmic Power, and you get Moonlight, so you already have healing. And yeah. Encore. Yeah, you're still you're A tier for sure. You're just too good of a pivot. Throw it like somewhere up here. Not for. I'm just throwing things in random orders for ordering. Don't really do not take it. Do not take that much consideration from it. I'll just put like that there. Chatot is not F tier, but it's not good. It's like it's just a worse star. It's like a strictly worse Staraptor. It's like a flying type. It's no. Sorry, Chatot. You're not F tier. You're like barely not F tier. Cause it hits hard. Decently hard. Chatter's a cool move. It's got like Taunt. That's cool. Taunt's cool. Feather Dance is pretty cool. Roost is pretty cool. Chatter's a nice special stab. That could be neat. I guess. You can catch it before Maylene. So, yeah, it's okay. Is it F tier? No, it's not F tier. At least it can at least do damage. Like these things, like they just can't. Raichu. Electric is really good for the region. You get Pikachu early, like really early too, and yeah, you can get a Pikachu right before Wake, which is really cool, and then Byron. It's pretty solid. You have to watch out. Outside the Steelix, you're doing pretty okay. Being fast and paralyzing something like the Frostlass on Candace's team is pretty nice. Is a pretty nice snipe as well. And then you can teach it Dig, so it's actually not horrible for like Volkner. And you even have like Lightning Rod at this point. They come back. Oh, you don't have Lightning Rod. Never mind. Okay. So ignore that feat. Ignore that. Yeah, ignore that feat. But you can get like Thunder Punch if you want to take a physical. You don't. Do you get Volt Tackle in this generation? When does Volt Tackle come into play? When does that become a realistic move that you can get in the game? Let me check. I hate when that happens. Let me check Pikachu real quick. I'm like trying to. I gotta double check movesets, you know. Nothing really. You're kind of just a typical electric type. You can get a better electric type in Jolteon, so probably B tier. I think it's like a Rapidash thing. It's like you're a great type for the region, but there's better ones out there, and I honestly think just going based off the EV that you guarantee have. I think Jolteon is better than Flareon, so if in some case you get both Raichu and Rapidash, but you want a better version of one of them for your Eevee evolution, I think evolving into Jolteon and using Rapidash would be a little better. That's just like my placing between these two, and my thought process is just that they're worse. So it was like Whiscash, Whiscash is like the worst water ground type, but still good typing. These guys are like not the most impressive electric and fire types, but still great typing. Noctowl is actually, as much as I meme on this thing in Gen 2, with the physical special split, it's actually not bad. Plus you have Roost, and it gets like built-in Reflect, which is cool. Hypnosis, it's decently bulky too, especially with the Reflect to boost its defense up. Because, yeah, defense. But HP-wise, special defense-wise, it's actually pretty bulky. It's not hitting very hard, so it's more of a support flying type, but you do have Roost to make yourself even bulkier. And it evolves early. It evolves really early, so you'll have a Noctowl for Gardenia, you'll have a Noctowl for Fantina, and a Noctowl for Maylene, which is all just like, it's a good chunk of the game. It's actually pretty solid for. And I think it's like better than the bugs. It's like the bugs, but better. And I think I'm gonna toss it into the B tier. Honestly, I think it's not that bad. It's like an okay support Pokemon for a little while. Good, decent chunk of the game. Spiritomb not having weaknesses is amazing. Plus you have Nasty Plot set up. It's really annoying to get, and it's like you kind of have to work around encounters to get your. I guess no, it's Hollow Tower. I was thinking you had to like do some kind of workaround to get it as your encounter. I guess just like ignore a route for a long time, but you don't because it's Hollow Tower. So I think just no weaknesses and the ability of Nasty Plot to sweep things is just too good. Plus you have Shadow Sneak. You could, yeah, Nasty Plot Dark Pulse is gonna be so good. Like Hypnosis and like Shadow Sneak to snipe something real quick is amazing. I don't see, maybe not S tier. Like maybe not S tier. I can't remember exactly the earliest you could get it. It's got good bulk and good attacking stats, and it could be a Pokemon that learns Trick Room. It a great Trick Room Pokemon for you. It learns Trick Room, right? Does it not yet? Huh. Neat, okay, never mind. So it'll operate well in Trick Room if you have like a Bronzor set it up. I think just having no weaknesses, so much bulk, and the ability to sweep, there's no reason to not put an S tier in a Nuzlocke. Like, that's so valuable. It's such a good pivot. You have 3 immunities. Psychic, Fighting, and Normal. Which I'm sure you could probably get it by Maylene, honestly. You could, if you just like spend a shite ton of time in the underground, you could probably get it by Fantina. I've only used it once, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't get it till like Byron or so, but even then, like later on, it like still takes care of like Frostlass, and it's just a great pivot. And in the Elite Four, you're pretty solid for Aaron. You're like fine for everybody. You can set up and sweep, and you're like the best answer for Lucian. Absolutely. You can just set up Nasty Plots and just like completely blow through it, Lucian, even if you have something set up like Trick Room before it, and even against Cynthia. No weaknesses. Just, yeah, no weaknesses is just good. No weaknesses with good stats is good. Unlike Sableye, who has no weaknesses but bad stats, so it doesn't even matter that he has no weaknesses because he just dies. Garchomp. You get a Garchomp for the Elite Four. And that feat alone probably puts it S tier. Level 48. You do have a Garchomp for Volkner too. You have a Garchomp that completely invalidates Volkner as a fight. That completely invalidates, honestly, Aaron as a fight. Bertha's not... I guess Bertha's not free for Garchomp, honestly. Flint's pretty free. Lucian's not the most free thing either. And then you can... I can't remember if Cynthia is fully EV trained in Platinum. I know she is in like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, so that's kind of clouding my memory. I'm trying to remember if she is fully EV'd, but like technically you could fully EV your Garchomp to just beat hers, and you can set up Swords Dance because you get stupid early Swords Dance. And I can't put it not S tier. I can't. Even though you're stuck with Gabite for so long, like even having a Gabite for a while is not that bad. It's not that bad. You have a Dragon type level 24. Like that's good. Like just having a random Dragon type for just like normal encounters and stuff, and like Goodbye's taking on Byron even then. I'm like trying to. I think Garchomp he just invalidates too much of the end game to be like that. So yeah, Garchomp could be ban worthy, honestly. Yeah, it could absolutely be ban worthy. I'll put it like up here with the ban worthy Pokemon. Not as ban worthy as like Blissey, but very very good. I'm gonna move things like here, something like that. Yeah, Snorlax easy S tier. You can get it stupid early. And he doesn't die, and he's amazing. He's another Pokemon that's like, he's boring to me, but it's so hard to encounter him in Platinum that I think if you happen upon it, like, good for you. GG. Unknown, doesn't do anything. Lucario is Lucario is one I've been thinking about a lot. So you get the Riolu egg right after Byron, which is where I would definitely love to have Lucario. Like right here for Byron, I would love to have Lucario. But having a guaranteed Lucario for Candace is definitely not bad. I am not complaining about that whatsoever. Like that is super cool. It's not really doing much for Volkner, but you're still just a Lucario. You have incredible typing. You have an incredible moveset. You learn Swords Dance at 33. So you can go full on special physical with like extreme speed, bone rush, and like close combat. You don't even need like Metal Claw or anything like that. Or you can, I guess, they don't have Nasty Plot, huh? Yeah, no Nasty Plot makes you like slightly more limited, but I feel like it's still just so good. Against the Elite Four, it's okay for Aaron. I mean, like Swords Dance E-Speed is kind of just blowing up a lot of the stuff, and like Bone Rush to Drapion, E-Speed, Swords Dance E-Speed, and Close Combat on the Rock types. You can kind of blow through Bertha. I feel like it's just too strong not to be at least A tier, but doesn't go S tier. It's pretty scared of Flint, and against Lucian, you're doing okay. Mime, Espeon, Alakazam do not want to face a Swords Dance E-Speed. And even Cynthia's team, if you could get set up on, I don't know what you would set up on, maybe the Roserade? You could do some serious damage. You do have like Ice Punch. I think it's gonna go top of A tier, possibly S tier, just because it's guaranteed. I think the fact that it's guaranteed encounter throws in the S tier for me. You get it, and it takes care of Candace for you. Like it just takes care of Candace for you. You shouldn't struggle with Candace at all. Like Candace should be so free, dude. Oh my god, you can just get these two, and like what's the problem? Like you can guarantee these two, and like Gyarados, like what's the issue? Like a Dragon Dance Gyarados, like what's the issue? Yeah, absolutely amazing. It could maybe bounce A tier, but I think it's really good. It's really good. Pelipper is super solid. Now that Stockpile works, you can build it bulky. You can do Stockpile, Roost, and like Spit Up. Then have like Ice Beam or like Surf for your attacking move, and that's kind of all you need. It serves as a great pivot. You get it pretty early too. Like 213, yeah, that's pretty early. You have a ton of chances to get it. It's not as amazing for the region. I think you can have Shockwave by Crash Awake. So it's solid for Crash Awake, which when you, I think you can get it by Maylene too. So yeah, Pelipper for Maylene, which is really great. It's not bad for Crash Awake at all. It's solid for Byron minus the Magneton. It's not too bad against Candace. Not great, but not awful. And, I mean, skip Volkner, and then for the Elite Four. Great for Aaron, great for Bertha, great for Flint. I feel like Water Flying is just too good typing. I want to throw it in A tier. Maybe B tier here? I'm going to leave it here in the B tier. I think it's outdone by Gyarados as a Water Flying type. And even Mantine. I think that's the whole reason it's going to be in B tier, but it's probably like top of B tier, honestly. Girafarig. Baton Pass Agility is cool. You can't get it before Fantina, so that's a bit of a bummer. But you can have it by Maylene, which is okay. It's not a bad Pokemon at all. And I think Baton Pass bumps it up. It's kind of like Lopunny. As like a not the most stellar Pokemon ever, but Baton Pass gives it something that can just elevate other strong Pokemon, and I feel like that just helps with Pokemon's viability. Hippowdon is an easy A tier to me. Easy A tier to me. It's so bulky. You can guarantee it. So much coverage. It's so bulky. It's so bulky. It has such good stats. It's so bulky. It has such good stats. Setting up Sand can be like, I guess Sand could be a little annoying, but you have like Yawn too. Oh, having Yawn, Elemental Fangs, early Crunch, Stab Earthquake at 40. Hell, Fissure. Fissure, because why not? I can't think of why this thing isn't not quite S tier. If ground typing was a little better in the region, it'd be S tier, honestly. But it's amazing. It is amazing. Such a good pivot. It is such a good Pokemon. Azumarill, I think, is a great A tier. You don't have like Belly Drum, so it's not ridiculously powerful, but still, just having huge power Azumarill. Water typing is really good for the region. Really good for the region. It's just immediately useful as soon as you get it, and even for the Elite Four. A strong water type for the Elite Four is really nice. Defense Curl Rollout is never a bad idea. If it has Thick Fat, it's not good. But we're considering like best case scenario, you get stupid early too. Stupid early. So early. Level 18 for a Pokemon with huge power. You can even like naturally set up your own rain and like Rain Dance. Do you not have Aqua Jet? That is a bummer, actually. Not having Aqua Jet makes things a lot worse. Actually. It's an egg move? Oof. That actually makes things a lot worse. Because now your speed is a big deal. You're not the most bulky thing. That actually hurts it a lot. Not having, I really thought you had Aqua Jet. That actually hurts it a lot. I mean, still having like Waterfall and Aqua Tail. And even Aqua Ring for like healing and like Defense Core rollout. It's not a bad moveset. I think I'm still gonna keep it in A tier, but towards the bottom of it, I think. Somewhere like there. Honestly, Floatzel's better. I think Floatzel's gonna hit harder, and you have Aqua Jet on Floatzel, so yeah, it's kind of like here. Drapion, having only one weakness is great. You have amazing stats. That one weakness being Ground. Poison Dark is really interesting typing. Dark is really good, is pretty solid for the region, and is amazing for Lucian, which could be a hard fight, and even like good for like a lot of Cynthia's Pokemon, just because of its pure coverage and everything, besides the Garchomp. I guess Scorpy pretty early. I feel like it's got such good coverage too. Battle Armor makes it an amazing pivot Pokemon, because you just don't have to worry about crits. It evolves at 40, which is right for Byron, which is where most of your coverage is going to come in. You got the Fangs, you've got Pin Missile. You can learn Bug Bite. You get Bug Bite and Platinum. I was like confused there for a second. This is Platinum. You get Bug Bite, you get not till late, but you get Solid Stab, Poison and Dark. Scary Face is a great move. Knockoff can be nice and clutch. Brick Break. We have Rock coverage. You can learn Earthquake. It's oh yeah, Swords Dance too. Swords Dance X Scissor. This thing's solid A tier. Super good pivot Pokemon. Super good pivot Pokemon. Put it like up here somewhere. It's super consistent and super reliable. Toxicroak with Dry Skin makes Wake actually really cool. And it's a fighting type. So it is immediately useful for Byron and Candace later on too. However, for the Elite Four, Dry Skin actually hurts it against Flint because you're not weak to fire. When it could be pretty good against like Houndoom and even some switches on Infernape, being poison type resisting to fighting. But now like a fire type move is gonna one-shot you, and Lucian just dumps on you, and even like Cynthia just dumps on you because you're typing. Like it comes in handy for this chunk right here, and then you just immediately fall off. Also, stat-wise, you're not as good as you should be. That's such a cool shiny. Well, 37 evolution, so you have a Toxicroak for Wake, which makes it even easier. And you can go and get Thunder Punch. You can go and move Tutor at Thunder Punch at this point. With a lot of underground grinding. Yeah, if it had a little bit more speed, like slightly better stats, I think it's the typing that pulls it down. It falls off really hard later on, but it has a good chunk of the game where it's very solidly useful. I'd put it like above Golduck kind of thing. Yeah, put it like right there. Carnivine is not that good. Slow, Levitate on a grass type doesn't really matter that much because you're already resisting ground anyways. It's so slow and it's not that bulky. Ingrain is just so much worse than... I guess Stockpile Ingrain isn't bad though. Yeah, Stockpile Ingrain isn't bad. Because you can just like get bulky and just keep healing yourself, and then you're not going to switch out anyways because you are you're just setting up stockpiles, so like you don't want to really switch out. So there's something to do with you, and Swords Dance does help. But like everything is Swords Dance, you know? Like everything is Swords Dance. If its stats were a little better, I'd like it more. It's like top of C tier probably. You can have it by Wake, and then like Grass type doesn't really come in handy until Volkner. I guess it's okay, and like for Elite Four, solid for Bertha, and I guess having Levitate makes it not horrible for Garchomp, but you're not taking like a Dragon Claw from it at all. Choice Specs, Octillery is something else, dude. It's something else. This is another Pokemon whose stats aren't great. It's not very bulky and it's slow, just like Carnivine. But the coverage on this thing and Choice Specs and negates moves that force switching out, whatever. So you probably run Sniper, which I don't know. Ability is not that great, but like just all the random coverage you get on this thing is really, really cool. Like early Aurora Beam, early Psybeam, learning things like Signal Beam later too for just such interesting coverage. Like you have such interesting coverage, and with Choice Specs, you hit so hard. 105 special attack with Choice Specs and just random ass coverage is so interesting. I remember using this thing and it being so good, like so good. I was just like, I was just interested in Octillery because I think it's such a cool design Pokemon. And it was amazing. Like it was actually just amazing. It feels weird putting it in A tier. Like realistically, it's more B tier, but I'm throwing it in A tier just to get you guys to like comment about it and to use it because it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Lumineon. Even Swift Swim doesn't give you anything to do. So you're like, yeah, you're a C tier. Tentacruel is a... It's good. It is good. However, I think, just like with Emerald, the Elite Four threatens it more than other water types. Tentacruel as a Pokemon is good. It's not. It's really specially bulky, and you have Swords Dance like Sludge Bomb stuff, so you can do like Swords Dance things. But there's better Swords Dance Water type Pokemon and better defensive Water type Pokemon. Like Empoleon, for example, is just strictly better than Tentacruel, and not C tier. It's definitely at least B tier. It is fast, but there's water types that are faster. It is bulky, but there's other types that are bulkier and have better typing. It can do Swords Dance, but there's other water types that can do that. Like, it's outdone in everything, but it does have a good, like, combo of 3. So I think, just like with Emerald, I think it's not that great. Honestly, I'd rather take Wishcash, just for the water ground typing. So it's probably, like, here. I think I'd rather have Pelipper too, because I think it's typing. I think Water Poison is such interesting typing, but it can just be super hit or miss. Like for the 4, you're still probably beating Bertha, but in case you don't kill something like the Rhyperior, you're probably not one-shotting the Rhyperior because it's Solid Rock, and it's going to blow you up with an Earthquake. And if you have to EV to like one-shot it, then if you have to like EV a Pokemon for it to do something, then I don't consider that like good, because you can EV anything to do anything kind of thing. Like, you can EV Luxray to outspeed, like, her Garchomp, maybe. Probably not, but, like, maybe. So, I don't really consider that thing. So, I'm going to throw it in the B tier. And, someone's going to get mad about that, but whatever. Milotic, instant S tier. Does it have Marvel Scale? Yeah, it has Marvel Scale. Just burn it. Just go burn it. Just have it go fight anything, any fire type, get it burned, and just recover Aqua Ring if you want. Hydro Pump Brine is actually really good too. You can set up rain. You can just set up Rain Dance. It's Milotic. It's amazing. I'm not explaining Milotic. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Mantine is an A tier. It's like kind of comparable to Blissey because that massive special defense. Like, so is Tentacool, but even better. And you have Water Absorb or Swift Swim. Both are really useful abilities. With every Pokemon just like learning, every water type just like learning Rain Dance, just cuz. Except for it doesn't learn Rain Dance, but whatever. It can just set up agility for itself. Having like Signal Beam on a Water Flying type and a special tank makes you actually super good for Lucian. And you can move to it or Air Cutter. Yeah, you're super good. You're easily A tier. Get you up. I want to get you like up here, honestly. Like up with Empoleon. I really like it. It's really solid. It's really, really solid. It's annoying to evolve, but depending on what rules you play, I think I usually play like if I get a Mantike, I can catch a Remoraid. I can catch one other Pokemon, but I can't use any of them unless it's the first one I encounter. Like, I can catch whatever. I can do whatever that way. So I can just go catch a Remoraid and evolve it to get Mantike. Like, that would just be annoying just to have Mantike and not Mantine, so. Yeah, it's a super solid Pokemon. I need to speed this up, huh? I really need to speed this up. Okay, Abomasnow, A tier, Ice, Grass coverage, really cool. At that point in the game, you're solid against the other Ice Gym. And pretty good wall for Volkner. I think the real benefit comes into just pooping on Bertha like nothing. Like, you can just obliterate Bertha. Absolutely obliterate her. And for Cynthia, being resistant to Earthquake and then being able to fire off a pretty solid Ice attack is just good. In case you, like, get a good switch in, you set up Blizzard, or you set up Hail and get free Blizzard. Do you have Snow Warning? You do have Snow Warning. Yeah, Snow Warning, Blizzard, that's so good. It's slow, so like you can definitely use some Trick Room support, but like an amazing strategy for Cynthia is like a Bronzong setting up Trick Room, and the AI might still go for Earthquake, not knowing it's Levitate. So you can still probably switch in Abomasnow, and you set up Hail, and then you just Blizzard and just you one shot that Garchomp. You one shot that thing. I can't remember if it has Yachi Berry, but if you don't, you could probably live in attack, because Abomasnow is pretty bulky. And, I don't know, watch out for random fire coverage that you should know about, I guess. A tier to me. Weavile, same thing. You can move to the Ice Punch, so it has a good Ice stab, not Avalanche. And dark typing is really useful for Lucian and the Frostlass, and the ice typing is really good for Bertha and the Garchomp. Amazing. Really strong. Okay, these guys. I think you should be banning Uxie. I think you should definitely be banning Azelf because it's way too strong, way too fast, and way too good of a moveset at that point. Uxie is just too bulky and guaranteed and stuff. And Mesprit, I don't think you actually have to ban because it's not that good. I would still ban it. I just still don't use it, but it's probably like here, somewhere in this tier. It has great stats, but not as like crazy as like these two. I think the more well-rounded is less broken than the other two, so it's not as bad. Manaphy, I'm just gonna say ban it. Just don't deal with it. I can't remember how you get it. I don't really pay attention to legendaries, to be honest, at all. How do you even get this thing? Transfer from Rager? Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, NA that thing / ban it. Like, if you get it, I guess ban it. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. Leaving that one out. Rotom. I can't. When do you get the Rotom appliance like things? Rotom form changes in Platinum. I can't remember. Rotom form changes like Platinum, like the stuff for it. It's like a special key or something. Isn't it? The Rotom factor. Once you get the secret key, how do you get the secret key? Let me just look up secret key Platinum. Is this something you get like in the real world kind of thing? An event exclusive key item Pokemon Platinum is, so it's an event. Oh, it's an event. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume you don't have access to the forms, and Rotom is a good electric type because it's electric type with Levitate, and it's a ghost type, so it also has 2 immunities, so it has 3 immunities, and it's a ghost type. It's electric type, not weak to ground, which is awesome. And you get stupid early, and its stats are pretty solid for early. Falls off harder late game. It's like a pretty subpar electric type late game, but just the 3 immunities make it so good for pivoting. And yeah, I mean, electric and ghost are such good typings for the region. I think I throw it in A tier, bottom of A tier. Not the most amazing thing ever, but like it could be a guaranteed electric type and a guaranteed ghost type, which are very valuable typings too. So I think I throw it in A tier. If you can form change, Rotom Wash is S tier. Rotom Heat is probably S tier. Rotom Mow is, I'm gonna say, A tier. I mean, if you can form change, Rotom on its own is S tier because you can just switch forms every fight. But like Wash, Heat, S tier. Mow, A tier. Ice is A tier 2 probably. And Rotom Fan is like B tier. Like why? Why do you run Rotom Fan? Did I miss anyone? No, I'm good. Sorry, still stuffy. Still getting over the stuffiness. Gliscor, S tier to me. You can evolve it immediately. You can evolve it basically immediately and have Gliscor by Fantina, and it's super good. It's really good. It's amazing for Fantina. You have Swords Dance, and it's amazing for Volkner and Byron. And for the 4, it's amazing for Aaron. It's amazing for Bertha. It's amazing for Flint. It's honestly not bad for Lucian because you get like X-Scissor and Cynthia. Like it's S tier to me. It's a very easy S tier to me. I would put it like maybe behind Gengar, maybe in front of Gengar kind of thing. Something like this. Yeah, somewhere around here. It's really good. Probopass is a worse Bastiodon, honestly. I feel like Metal Burst Bastiodon is better than like any kind of attacking things you would do with Probopass. So it's lands in C tier behind Bastiodon. Gardevoir is a very solid A tier. However, if you have a male Kirlia, male Ralts, I would evolve into Gallade for the fighting typing, because Gardevoir doesn't have like the extra fairy typing to make it more interesting. Pure Psychic isn't that good, but you do have like early Calm Mind on Gardevoir. And good stats. Yeah, good stats, early evolution. You have one for Fantina. Or Maylene. Sorry. You have one for Maylene in her entire gym, basically. It's moveset, early Calm Mind, even having Magical Leaf, so it's, and even getting Wish. Ooh, Wish is a really good thing. Wish makes it really, really good, actually. Yeah, Wish definitely keeps it in A tier. Like, throw it up here. Probably better than Mesprit, honestly. Calm Mind, Wish, Magical Leaf, and like Psychic is too good of a moveset. You could even get rid of Psychic and run Thunderbolt and just do like full coverage. Or something along those lines. Very solid. Yeah, very, very solid. Throw in A tier. Glade is a better Medicham, too. Because it has, I think even after huge power, it has higher attack because it's got like 125 or something. And it's got great special bulk. It's not too slow. I think it's as fast as Medicham is. Where's Medicham? Let me fact check myself here real quick. Medicham is 80 speed. Yep, so they're the same speed. Glade's a little bulkier because that's special defense. Higher attack. I want to actually, yeah, it's like slightly higher attack. Plus you get access to Swords Dance on Glade. And Leaf Blade coverage is super, super cool. You have Night Slash coverage too. You just have more coverage. You have Swords Dance, which you learn by level up. And you have better coverage than Medicham. So you're just better. You're just a little better. You're just better. My favorite Pokemon, by the way, guys. No bias there. Licky Licky's okay. It's okay. It's got bulk. On tempo is not getting confused. Okay. You have Defense Skill Rollout, which is not awful. Screech, which is, Me First is interesting. It's kind of cheeky. You could maybe do something against like the Garchomp, I guess, if it wants to go for like Dragon Claw on you or for some reason. So Me First can be cheeky. You're like decently bulky, decent coverage, not horrible stats. You're not hitting very hard though. I think it's somewhere in the B tier. It's like A bulky normal type, and Me First could be cheeky. I feel like that's it. Okay, evolutions. In my mind, I have a tier that says don't do it. And it's for a couple of evolutions because you can just strictly choose which evolutions to evolve into. And some of them are just way better than the others. Even though some are good, I feel like it's just a waste of your time to evolve in them. So I don't know if I want to throw that tier in or not, or if I just rank them all together. Vaporeon, amazing. Water Absorb. Yeah, Water Absorb and great moveset. Great moveset. You have better coverage now because you have Aurora Beam like normal. Acid Armor, not till super late though. A lot of the evolutions don't get their moves till super late. Oh, you actually don't even get Acid Armor for Cynthia level cap. Yeah. So you're not having Acid Armor. It actually hurts it a lot, not gonna lie. But even still, just like Aqua Ring, having Aurora Beam and like Shadow Ball as some pretty cool coverage is not too bad. I think just Water Absorb, making it like so good for. Oh, you can move to your Signal Beam. Wait, is that post game? That is a post game. Okay, so ignore that one. It's still an A tier. It's still an A tier. It's not as good as like Quagsire. I don't think it's quite as good as Mantine, just pure coverage wise, but it's still very solid. Amazing stats. You got some like nice coverage with Shadow Ball. Very simple moveset. Water type's really good for the region. Jolteon's another one that's going to be an A tier. Electric type is great for the region, and it's really fast, hits hard, simple moveset. You like Shadow Ball for coverage. not much to say about Jolteon. Voltobsorb is nice for, what's his face, Volkner. I feel like I'm trying to justify a lot of things when I really don't have to be. I don't need to be justifying these guys. Flareon's moveset is, I'm still going to put it in A tier. It is bulkier than you think it is. 130 attack is amazing. You finally have physical fire stab. It's not very strong because it's only Fire Fang, but Fire Fang Last Resort as a moveset is solid. It's very, very solid, and there's nothing wrong with running that. Plus, you have like other coverage moves and stuff, like you can teach it. But yeah, it's good. And then like Flash Fire for Flint. You can like switch into Flint to be like fire immunity, which could be cool. And Flareon could do pretty okay out here. I think it barely edges its way into A tier. Maybe it's right next to Rapidash. I think I'll leave it here just because if it had like Flare Blitz it'd be better, but it doesn't, and that hurts it. Espeon is one of those ones I would say don't ever evolve into Espeon, just because you don't like need to. Like Psychic is so much worse for typing than like Fire, Water, Electric, but if you really want to, it's better than Kadabra, and I don't think it's quite as good as Gardevoir, but still in the same realm. Like Psychic's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's just not good. It's not like useful typing really. Psychic type is not useful typing in the region. And that makes me not want to put it as high in A tier, but it's still just a good Pokemon. Umbreon I think is the best evolution. I could almost put it S tier. It's so bulky. It's so bulky. Things like Confuse Ray and teaching it like Toxic. You have Moonlight. Never mind. 71. Ooh, never mind. Why do all the evolutions learn moves so late? It's so weird to me. I don't get it. But even still, just like being that bulky with like Confuse Ray, I actually want to see Eevee's learn set, see if it learns anything really cool. Baton Pass, I guess, for anything that has like agility. Like Jolteon could do like agility Baton Pass, which is really cool. But I think Umbreon's bulk, the dark typing being pretty solid for the region, and just ability to throw out status and be an amazing pivot. It's just solid. It's so solid. Not having Moonlight till so late actually does hurt really bad though. Like really, really bad though. So maybe it's not the best evolution. It's still a good one. I think it's the best just because pure pivoting wise, but it's pretty much all evolutions are A tier. Leafeon is kind of like Flareon. It struggles moveset wise. It does not get very good stab. Physical stab. Your best is Razor Leaf because they don't get Leaf Blade till 71 for some stupid reason. But you have like Swords Dance. You can learn Swords Dance and Magic, or Swords Dance and Razor Leaf, and like Last Resort is honestly a really good moveset. It's honestly a really good moveset. Throw Synthesis on there if you want to. That's really good. Grass is just not the best typing for the region though. So I want to throw it somewhere in the B tier. I'll throw it in like this category. I'll probably put it like here. You couldn't get it by the time for Wake, and I feel like having Flareon would be better at that point, honestly. Like guaranteeing a fire type is better than having a grass type here, so I put it like here. It's super cool though. I think it's a lot of fun to use. And Glaceon is the worst. You don't get it till stupid late. Ice typing is just not that good. Although like 130 special attack is awesome and like good bulk, it's still just not worth using really. It's like B tier. It's like near the bottom of B tier. Like it's, if you decide to use it, it's still going to be a good Pokemon, but it's just by far the worst evolution. Like, don't worry about it. Altaria has Dragon Dance shenanigans, and that's Dragon Dance shenanigans and physical Dragon type stab. And Fly is better, so it's just got better stab, like actual stab across the board. And Dragon's is amazing typing. You could sweep through Cynthia with an Altaria. You definitely can. Togekiss, easy S tier. Easiest S tier ever. So broken. Like, so broken. It's so broken. I'm not explaining it. It's so broken, dude. Holy crap. Fire type's great for the region. Dark type's also great for the region. Having both, super nifty. Makes you really good for a couple things in Elite Four. And just the game, you get it pretty early too. Like you'll have it for Byron, and it's really good for Candace. So I like it a lot. I throw it somewhere up here. Throw it like here, I guess. Octillery's not as good as these guys are. If we're doing some ordering, I'll throw like pull some of these guys down. The Floatzel can be like here. Vespiquen needs to come down a little bit too. Things like that. Sure. Magnezone. I feel like adding the Steel type to Electric type is actually not as good as you would think. It's super solid for Lucian, but I guess not for the Gallade too. It's not good for Flint. It's not good for Bertha. It's like good for Aaron. It's good for Aaron, good for Lucian, and Cynthia. It's okay. I still think it's like a solid Pokemon. It's probably gonna end up in the A tier. You get it by. Well, you can have Magnemite by Byron, if I'm not wrong. Which is okay. You're not even really using it for Byron, honestly. It's super solid for Candace though. It's super solid for Candace, good for like 2 of the Elite Four members, and not bad at taking out Cynthia, just to take out some of the other Pokemon to pave your way to Garchomp. So I'll put it like with Rotom probably in the A tier. I think it's solid. I think it's amazing stat wise. Yeah, I think I like it about as much as I think I probably like it more than Rotom. Tangrowth, amazing A tier Pokemon, super bulky. Hits actually really hard. Like bad special defense, but Chlorophyll, it patches up its speed. It's not bad. If only the grass type was better in the region though. I think that's what really holds it back. But I think you have it levels up using Ancient Power, so you can have it by Wake, which just makes Wake a lot easier, honestly. And it's gonna be a Chlorophyll Sleep Powder user because you don't have any other. I don't think you even have like another grass type that learns Sleep Powder in the game. You don't. So that alone puts it up really high. Yeah, it's very solid. I put it like, where's Roserade? Honestly, Roserade probably has to come down a bit. Somewhere like, I'll throw it like here. Sure, something like that. Tangrowth, really solid grass type though. Yanmega with Speed Boost can actually start sweeping things like crazy. Bug type is not that bad for the region. Flying type stab is really good for region. It's got good special attack. 116 special attack and 95 speed with Speed Boost. Even Tinted Lens is good just because you're not very effective thing. Like you can just like slap Choice Specs on this thing. Yeah, Choice Specs Yanmega is ridiculous because with Tinted Lens, your stab Bug Buzz and like stab Air Slash is hitting really hard, even through resists. And with Speed Boost, you are just like sweeping everything. Just like you just sweep so many things and just like, oh yeah, you're so good. Even like stab U-turn for some like pivoting shenanigans is not that bad. Even like off 76 attack, it's not that bad because of the stab. But just Choice Specs, Yanmega with the thing, it's very solid. It's definitely better than Vespiquen. I gotta put it like up here. Speed Boost with that special attack and Choice, it's good, dude. It's really strong. It's really strong. Tropius, Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll just doesn't save it at all. Not at all. A lot of the water types you fight have like ice coverage. Like Wake's water types have like ice coverage, like Floatzel does, so it's gonna just snipe you. Magneton or Byron's got 2 things that are gonna hit you at least for neutral. Candace, Faulkner, like it's kind of rough out here. You're not weak to Aaron, which is kind of cool, and then you're like really solid for Bertha, which is super cool. But then you're not really doing anything to like Cynthia. So it's not like absolute dog doo tier. So it's probably like the king of C tier probably. If you're not playing with Trade Evolutions, Rhydon is just a better Golem at that point. Although you have Golem earlier, so Golem's probably better overall just because the early game part of like Geodude and stuff. But if you can evolve it into Rhyperior, you have Monster's attack stat, and the Solid Rock is so good. It shoots up high A tier. Solid Rock is crazy. Lightning Rod, whatever. But Solid Rock, yeah. Just you can survive, like you can set it up against like Candace and stuff. It could take an ice type attack and just completely one shot like anything. With a stab rock type attack, it blows through Byron, it's blowing through Volkner, Elite Four, it's blowing through Aaron, it's blowing through Flint. It just hits so hard that like some of Lucian's Pokemon have to worry about it, especially in Trick Room. And for Cynthia's thing, it can take an Earthquake from Garchomp and fire back like an Ice Punch. And Mega Horn coverage, yeah, it's just so strong. Like, his stats are so good. Like, 55 special defense, yeah, sure. But, like, 130 and 140, oh, man, it hits so strong. It's so strong. It's so strong. It's like sitting next to Hippowdon. I feel like it's a little easier to throw on teams because you don't have sand to set up. If you put it with a Hippowdon, though, and set up sand with it, its special defense is even better and it's even bulkier. Or does that... I don't think that's actually how it works in Gen 4. I don't think it boosts special defense yet. So I might be wrong there. Without Trait Evolutions, Dusclops without Eviolite is not great. Ghost type is still good, and it's got pivoting and like good supportive moveset, so it's pretty good there. I could probably put like top of B tier or so. And with Trait Evolutions, Dusknoir is just edging into the A tier, I think. Just so it's like it's a little bit bulkier. There's no Eviolite, so there's like no bulk competition, and you just have actual offenses, so you just get strictly better. Like just strictly better. So I think you creep into A tier. If you're playing with here's one. If you're playing with Trait Evolutions, there's no reason that you have Porygon-2, so I'm not even gonna rank it. If it's Porygon 1, it's F tier. If it's just base Porygon, it's like F tier. It's just not good enough. But if you can Trait Evolution, you don't have Eviolite, so there's no reason to not go to Porygon-Z, who's super solid. Super strong. Pretty fast. You can have Adaptability, which is just... It's adaptability. It's adaptability. Yeah, even having Download is not bad at all. It's crazy. It hits so hard. Nasty Plot. Conversion's actually really good, too. Yeah. Easy A tier. Maybe S tier. Probably S tier, to be honest. Probably S tier. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it in S tier. It can just sweep things like crazy. I'm just not gonna rank you. Just throw it back here. Caesar, easy S tier. It doesn't have Scyther on here. But Caesar, 1 weakness and 3 to fire. You can pair it on ranked teams. It's super strong, really bulky. You have Technician. You can have Technician. That just changes things. And Scyther is like A tier. Scyther's not on here, but it's A tier. It's like behind Yan. It's like somewhere in between Yanmega and Vespiquen because Swords Dance sweep with that speed and stuff, and super solid. Also, you have Swords Dance and Technician on Caesar. I don't think you have Bullet Punch yet, but who cares? Technician Metal Claw to raise your attack? Pretty good to me. Pretty dang good to me. Even Technician Fury Cutter is like not a meme, because you're so strong. You're so strong. You're so bulky. You can start firing off Fury Cutters like crazy. If you're not playing with Trait Evolutions, Electabuzz is a very okay electric type. However, you do not get it till super late. And what are you doing with an electric type here? Electric types are not amazing late game. Like, having them earlier for like Wake and stuff is a lot better. And even like Byron and like Candace, even just like Thunderwave and stuff. But like Electabuzz against Volkner, you're really not doing anything, man. Really not doing anything. And against the Elite Four, you're like getting a couple things here and there. Like, you can get like Yanmega and Vespiquen, and then like the Togekiss and the Milotic, I guess. You have a couple things to hit, so you're in C tier. But if you can evolve it into Electivire with Motor Drive and teaching it Earthquake, you can absolutely sweep through, what's his name? Volkner? Where are you? You absolutely sweep through Volkner with Motor Drive, boosting your speed, and then Earthquake. And it can learn so much coverage and just hit so hard that it can honestly do really good against Aaron. Not too shabby against Bertha. You have Earthquake coverage and pretty good speed to like smack a lot of things on Flint's team. Pretty solid coverage for some things on Lucian, and then even for Cynthia, you can kind of just blow through a couple things with just like Ice Punch and 123 attack and 95 speed is actually really fast. And then Motor Drive just takes it up a notch. Yeah, it's definitely not bad at all. It's a huge upgrade. Just stats and like effectiveness just shoots up so much harder. Worse than like honestly Dusknoir is like solid, like solid. Probably like put like there. Magmar fire typing is just better. Magmar is like here with the other fire types. It's like a pretty bad fire type, but the fire typing is just useful, and like you have it right before Candace. If you evolve it to Magmortar, you get a lot of coverage and hit hard and are very, very solid. I'm gonna put you like around Houndoom tier, honestly. Probably higher than Houndoom because you've got some okay bulk to you. You're actually not even that slow too. I was thinking you were slower. You're actually not even that slow. Having Thunder Punch and Thunderbolt. You can learn Sunny Day Solar Beam. Rock Slide for rock coverage. Yeah, Earthquake. Yeah, you're good fire type, and fire type is very, very solid. Like what you can do here is, I don't think you can get it by Byron, right? I think you have Magmar. You don't have Magby, it's Magmar you catch. Which is in Fuego Ironworks, which I can't remember if that's after Byron or not, but like a lot of things you catch in, everything you catch in Fuego Ironworks, it's pretty much good for Byron, so it gets a little bit better. You have to breed it. Yes, there's no early Magby. And even then, like, you can have it for Byron and it's good, or you just have it by Candace and it's good. It can be, you can have Earthquake to like hit Volkner if you want to teach it Earthquake. You don't really need to. And then for the Elite Four, pooping on Aaron, you can hit back some things up on Flint's team with like Rock Slide and Flamethrower if you really need to build that way. You can snipe the Bronzong on Lucian's team, which could be really annoying to deal with. And then for Cynthia's team, Rose Raid and Lucario are going to drop. You've got some coverage for like Togekiss. You can hit Spiritomb really hard too because it's slow. You're just faster. And then you can probably get like a clutch Lucky Burn off on the Garchomp as you kind of let it go down. So really, really solid. I'm gonna put it up. Not Yan Mega tier. Honestly, Yan Mega should go above the Psychic types. Like here's honestly Yan Mega should go up here. It's so good. Mamoswine S tier. Ground typing and ice coverage. It's so good. Neither of those types are that crazy, but its coverage is so good. That coverage is so good. So ridiculously good. Neither of its abilities are that great. But like Volkner's a joke. Aaron's honestly a joke. A couple of Aaron's things are jokes, like Yan Mega, Vespiquen, Drapion, jokes. Bertha, easy. Flint even. You're slapping Flint. You don't have Thick Fat, which sucks. But you're still hitting Flint really hard, and like Lucian's things are not taking an Ice Shard well at all. They're not taking an Ice Shard well at all. Unless you don't get Ice Shard, unless I'm full of it. Am I full of it? Do you really not get Ice Shard? Pre-Evo moves. Oh, okay. Is it Piloswine that gets Ice Shard? It says pre-Evo moves. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, you have Ice Shard. We're good. You have Ice Shard. We're good. Yeah, nothing's taking Ice Shard. And then Cynthia's Garchomp. Mamoswine's probably the absolute best answer for that thing, to be honest. It probably is. Like, Togekiss is falling, Roserade's falling, Lucario's falling. You can just kind of blow through so much. Easy S tier. Easy S tier. We're like there. Yeah. Alright, Glalie is C tier. It's not horrible for, like, Candace, I guess. And like, if you have to take it to the utility for having a stab ice beam is not too shabby. But Frostlass is just strictly better. The ghost typing just makes it so much better. Makes it so much better. You're actually good for Lucian now. You're so much faster. You're not hitting very hard though. That's the thing that really holds Frostlass back, is it does not hit hard. Like at all. 80 special attack. Although stab ice beam kind of just like makes that irrelevant. To be completely honest. It's somewhere in the B tier. Probably like Duskoff's tier, honestly. It's like probably around there. And Absol now has physical dark type moves, and it has Swords Dance. And I think it has agility as well. It does not have agility. That's fine. You have psychic coverage, which is awesome. You have Sucker Punch and Night Slash, which Sucker Punch just gets rid of its lack of speed. Like, yeah. Swords Dance Sucker Punch is so good. So good. You can blow up Togekiss. Not Togekiss, what am I talking about? Frostlass. You can blow up Frostlass. You can blow up a lot of Volkner's team too, just because, like, squishy. Physically squishy. And even for like Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, not Aaron. You can Swords Dance, Sucker Punch a lot of things here and just hit it for pretty hard damage. Flint's team, things like Flareon, Rapidash, not taking that kindly. Magmortar, not taking that lightly at all. And Lucian, oh my god, gets blown up so hard. So freaking hard. You have to worry about the Glade, though. Like, the Glade could stop you. Honestly, Bronzong's not taking, like, Night Slashes at all. You kind of just sit there and just, like, Night Slash it until you kill it. Or set up some more Swords Dance on it. You just, like, set up one Swords Dance, Sucker Punch for the first two. You, like, set 2 Swords Dance, you Sucker Punch the Mime, you Sucker Punch the Espeon. And then you can maybe set up another Swords Dance on the Bronzong and Night Slash, kill it, Sucker Punch the Alakazam, and at that point, you've got so many Swords Dance up. You can just blow up the Glade, and then, like, same thing here. Set up Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, just everything here until you get to, like, Lucario. Switch moves. Just switch moves. Or switch out or something, and, like, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch is so good. It's such a good combo. It's such a ridiculously good combo. Like, it's so good. And Me First shenanigans. Swords Dance, Me First, the Track and Claw or something, or even, like, the closed combat from Lucario. That cheese is there. The cheese is there, dude. Oh, Absol is fun. It's fun. I can't even remember where you get it. Where do you get this thing? The top of Mount Coronet. So, that's Candace's gym, right? I actually can't remember. I'm actually spacing this right now, so let me double check this. Real quick. I know it's the last Pokemon. End the video real quickly. Hold on now. Hold on, everybody. Top of Mount Coronet. That is like up here, right? Yeah. That is where you get like other ice types and stuff. Let me check here, and I gotta make sure I'm not full of it. Exterior. Yeah. It's on the exterior. It's low percent chance, but if you get it, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch is so good, so good. So you have it by Candace, and it can just beat up that Frostlass. And yeah, let's push you like somewhere around here. Oh, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch is so good. Or like here. You're better than the Psychic types, to be honest. The Psychic types actually should probably come down. Like, you should come down here. You should come down to, like, here. Wish Calm Mind makes you really good, though. And, yeah, that's basically going to do it. I'm not going to order things too much more. I think this game is very top-heavy, as you can see. Like, look at the A tier. Like, there's so many Pokemon in A tier. I'm sure I'm going to get comments about... Octillery. I'm going to get comments about Weavile, Vespiquen. Who else am I going to get comments about? Who else are you guys going to tell me I'm wrong about? I'm probably going to get something about Absol. Not sure who else you guys are gonna tell me I'm overrating. Floatzel. You guys are gonna tell me Floatzel's not that good, even though you're wrong. Someone's gonna get mad at me about Tentacruel being in B tier again. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the list. Only a couple Pokemon in the F tier. I'm sorry, Pachirisu. I'm sorry, Pachirisu. And Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, this thing's so much better because it actually has moveset, so it's like instantly like A tier, honestly. But it doesn't have moves, so yeah. And I'll just count this as Porygon-Z. Just pretend that's Porygon-Z, okay? That is Porygon-Z. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry for my nasally ass voice because I'm still sick and I'm tired of being sick. Anyways, love y'all. Stay cool. Stay safe out there. And yeah, I don't know how to. I was trying to think of more of an outro. Anyways, I couldn't figure it out. Anyways, love you guys. Peace.